Welcome. Hey, everybody. How you doing? Welcome to the show. It's your buddy, Uncle Bruce here. Stock Markets with Bruce is the name of this channel. And trying to explain what's happening in the market in plain English is our game plan. I'm Uncle Bruce. I try to help you guide you through what's going on out there. We also do a lot of talking here about options. We talk about writing call options against stock we already own, ETFs that we own, try to bring income in from assets we already have under our control, and or we talk about getting the right kind of assets in our control to write options against to bring in some serious money in this bear market. There are dollars available for those of you who want to write options, because I'll tell you, there are more and more people becoming desperate and more desperate and more desperate to try to find a way to make their market, their money work for them. But what they don't do and what they don't know is they don't know how to write options. They only know how to buy them. And I got good news for you guys. You're in an elite club of investment professionals where you write call options, not just buy them on spec, because the speculative buyers are the ones getting taken to the cleaners. And this morning, oh gosh, are there people out there sorry that they bought options yesterday, already crying in their milk because we're down 308 points on the Dow in the pre-market with an hour to go. Not that this is a catastrophic, unbelievable loss, but this is the worst pre-opening we've had in weeks. We're off 42 on the S&P. We're off 137 on NASDAQ. This is about 1%, 0.93% for the Dow and 1.17% for NASDAQ so far this morning, and it's still deteriorating at the moment. Oil down $1.42 to 84.18. We've gone from the 93 range of oil prices about a week and a bit ago to 84, and we're going to go lower. And why is that? Why is oil backing off? Saudi Arabia announced today they cut production. They made a big thing about it. It won't make a damn bit of difference because nobody wants all that oil they can produce. Nobody needs it right now. The market is flush with oil everywhere. The analysts keep missing the point that the demand wanted, the amount of oil wanted by industrial countries, and China thrown in there, it just isn't there. The numbers aren't there. We have a war in Ukraine that might spill over at any time into other countries, causing all kinds of havoc. We've got China that wants to play a tough guy with Taiwan. We've got economic nightmares in the UK, which came to light again today. Just a little hint was really delivered today in the so-called fall estimate budget, whatever they call that over there. It is shocking how ugly the situation is in the United Kingdom right now, and the market is not reacting to it in a sufficient way because it doesn't want to hear it. The UK 10-year note is paying 3.2% interest. This is laughable. 3.2%. The United States has to pay 3.75% to borrow money for 10 years. The UK can pay half a percentage point less, and it is a basket case over there. This is an absolute joke. The pound is at 118. It shouldn't even be at 105. There are serious issues over there that are being underreported and underappreciated. Inflation is over 11% in the United Kingdom. This is coming our way. This is coming to North America. If you think that this is held in the UK and won't come out, think again. Europe is already over 10% inflation, if not over 11. We're getting to the point now where in the United Kingdom, most retail stores have to change their prices of their goods 1% every month. So you're working at a Tesco grocery store, you're working at one of these large, gigantic operations, those price bars on the shelving that tells you what the price of pork and beans are, or the price of corn, or the price of whatever, every 30 days, they have to change those out, physically change them out. And there are people in back offices all over the UK who are monetary, financial people who are changing their prices on average 1% a month because their costs are going up 1% a month. And this is just the average. You know, and I know the real world. You go to your grocery store and you want to buy something you haven't bought in a while, and you look at it and go, this is double the price I paid a year ago. This isn't 8% more. What is with this 8% inflation rate in the United States? This is bull. This doesn't exist at all. This is 30% more than what I used to pay. This is 25% more. There is no such thing as 8%. Give me a break. Well, in the UK, it's exactly the same thing. There are folks in the UK going to their grocery stores, going to their Costco's, going to their equivalent Walmarts and Targets and Best Buys and wherever, and every single individual in the United Kingdom is looking at prices going, this isn't 11% more. This is 30% more. This is 35% more. This is 18% more. I don't find 11% inflation anywhere. These government numbers are bunk. And that's the truth. We all know that. But the economists out there try to play it down. And here in the US and in Canada, the Goldilocks hopers, wishers, and dreamers, these folks who are so-called experts, are blowing it for their investment community, for their clientele, because there are still people in North America that are convinced that the worst of inflation is over. We've already slayed the inflation dragon. And it's only a matter of time that we're going to start to see lower interest rates again, and everything is going to be fine. And then there are the realists who are going, these guys are dreaming. These are 35, 40-year-old punks that were getting drunk in college, the when we had the economic meltdown, who would never have lived through any kind of an economic crisis as an adult. They had no idea. They were too high. And now they're getting paid $150,000, $200,000 a year to write glowing reports for their managers that managers can now take to their clientele to say, everything is going to be fine, don't sell. That's what's going on. Everyone's drinking from the Kool-Aid, and the Kool-Aid is spiked, and they don't realize it. And out the outside, the grumpy old men with no hair, a few of these guys that are left from the 70s who were alive in the 70s as adults, there's a few of us left, like a couple of dozen of us, and we're just going, this ain't going to work. Oh, I know this story. I remember this story because back in the 70s, we had the same thing happen then. We had guys and girls who were in their 30s and 40s and 50s and 60s who said, hey, we're just going to get through this little inflation bubble here in the 70s. It's all caused by outside forces because we never blame ourselves. It's always someone else that's doing this to us. And it all was being blamed on the OPEC guys and girls, all those Arabs over there selling us oil for $10 a barrel that we used to buy for $2.50 a barrel. It's their fault. It's not our fault that we have factories from the warriors in North America. It's not our fault that we have supply chain setups that are so antiquated, and we had paperwork between Canada and the US border crossings for truckloads of car parts that would take thousands of hours of people's manual labor to figure out before the truck could even get sent out. It was so inefficient and so protective that we thought, oh, those are the good old days. Well, yeah, they were the good old days when there was nowhere else you could go to buy transmission parts for a car. There was nowhere else you could go outside of the US or Canada to get dashboards made for your cars because they had to be made in North America. That's the only place you could get the parts and the expertise to make it. But that changed. That changed in the 70s and the 80s because when inflation took off, smart business people said, there's got to be a better way, and there is a new way to do this. They can make dashboards in Korea. They can make dashboards in Mexico. Dashboards can be made in Indonesia, the Philippines. Dashboards can be made all over the place. They don't have to be made in Ohio anymore. And the same with car seats and transmissions and differentials and everything else. And so smart entrepreneurial business people started to really go after imported goods for everything we wanted because we got fat and lazy after the war. Our parents Deny it all you want, but how many of your parents started suffering from heart problems, were overweight, diabetes, had all kinds of health issues in their 40s and 50s and 60s because they were smoking and drinking and they were eating too many fats and pastries and having a wonderful good old time because we won the war. We won the war. And so because we won the war, I'm talking about World War II here, we were strutting around with our big fat suspenders talking like we we're king of the world. And for a decade or two, we had the run of the roost. But in the 70s and the 80s, it all changed out. And North Americans got kicked in the ass and figured out, oh my God, the good times are over. The war kids, the soldiers that came back from the war and the 30-year-olds and 35 and 40-year-olds in 1945, those people who were 40 years old at the end of the war had suffered through a depression and the war, 15 god-awful years. Now they were given from 1945 until 1965 a fairly good economy with some glitches in between. But all in all, those are 20 good years. Well, those folks, by the time 1965 showed up, they were now 60. And it was their kids who were born in the 45, the beginning of the boomers. Those are the ones when they turned 20 in 1965, 66, they either went to college or they went into work at GM and Chrysler and Ford and other factories for big union paying jobs that mom and dad had set up. And they ran that for about a decade until the mid 70s. And those union jobs disappeared by the 1990s. So by the time those 20-year-olds turned to be 45 and 55-year-olds, they were let go. They were no longer needed anymore. The war years are over. The celebration of the Second World War ended. And everything changed out, and it got really ugly real fast with factories shutting down with 2 weeks' notice. We've been here for 50 years. We're closing in 3 weeks, and 800 people are laid off forever. And there is very little settlement, very little severance being paid out. People were left destitute, had no skills, nowhere else to go because all the other factories around this area were being shut down as well. That's what happened then. Now it's 2022, and we are just beginning into a real ugly inflation phase that's going to get worse. We're going to go to 10, 12, and more inflation because the Fed is not raising rates fast enough. As scary as it sounds, they're actually not raising rates fast enough, and they waited too long to start. They waited a year too long to start. The evidence was there, the hints were there, and they didn't act, and now they're trying to play catch up. And the Fed funds, boys, some of the Fed's people this morning are saying 5 to 7% Fed funds rate by the time we're done. A 7% Fed's fund rate would be 3% higher rates from the Fed to the banks. The bank has to pay 7% to borrow money from the federal government and then turn around and lend it to you for what you want, like a mortgage. You're not getting money at 7.5% from a bank. They're paying 7. You're going to pay 12. And good luck carrying a mortgage at 12% at today's prices, because you may find that you don't qualify for a mortgage anymore. You might go, wait a minute, I'm making $75,000 a year. I'm king poop here. I'm the top of I'm doing great. No, you're not. You're not making enough money because your $75,000 a year is losing 15% buying power every year. The next 5 years, your 75 grand is now worth $30,000. You are nothing. You've got to add $15,000 a year to your earnings to hold on to what you're making, to hold on to the lifestyle you have. Go to your boss and tell him you need a $15,000 raise for the next 5 years, every year for the next 5 years. Right? Go ahead. I dare you. You're not getting in that office. You're not going to last more than 15 seconds because the boss can't get 15% raises every year. Your boss might be higher than you, but that boss is also like you, a low-level mid-management cog machine. You're nothing. You're not going to get the money you deserve. Bankers are going to look at you and go, we love you. We really appreciate all the business you've given us for the last 15 years. The problem is you don't make enough money to cover the cost of a house at 12% interest. And with inflation not backing off right away, this is going to get worse. And if you want to know how much it's going to run you to buy a house With a 12% mortgage, all you got to do is figure out, well, the house is 700,000. I got 200,000 down. I'm going to carry a $500,000 mortgage. 500,000 at 12%, that's 5,000 a month in payments for a 25-year mortgage. That's the payment on the mortgage. Now insure the house, pay taxes on the house, keep it warm in the winter, cool in the summer, and maintain it. The banker is going to look at you and go, you need 7,000 a month net to handle that house. 5 to me and 2,000 for everything else. And you don't have it. Because even if you make 100,000 a year in America or in Canada, you don't clear $85,000. You clear $65,000. That's what you net out. And you got to eat, don't you? And you have kids, they have expenses. You can't afford the house that you used to be able to afford. Remember, a year and a half ago, a $500,000 mortgage would have run you maybe $2,000 a month. Now it's going to be $5,000 a month. And that's at 12% interest. The UK is about to experience this. This is what's coming into the home, into the world of a typical UK resident. And then this is going to infect Europe. Not at the same speed, perhaps, but it's coming. And it's coming to North America. And if we in North America begin to get the idea that our cost of living is about to double on us for basic stuff, we're going to cut back other stuff. That's how this works. We don't buy a new car. We keep the old one running as much as we can. We don't have a car anymore. We go from 3 to 2. We go from 3 to 1. We go from 2 to 1. We cut back. We don't buy new TV sets. We don't buy new living room sets. We don't go on $15,000 to $20,000 1-week vacations anymore. We cut back. That's what most people do. North America has that happen across 150 million of its 400 million people. Canada's got almost 40 million. The United States got 360 million. There's 400 million. If we 400 million cut back, say 300 million of us cut back, 3/4 of us, there's a depression coming. And there's going to be a massive problem elsewhere because we won't be buying stuff from other countries as much as before. As bad as it is in Canada and the US, it's worse elsewhere because so many countries depend on us to spend and make money. And if there's going to be a pullback around here, it's going to affect the rest of the globe in a very ugly way. And it's already being shown in certain spots already. It's already showing up. Turkey, the country of Turkey has been experiencing, 5% inflation every 2 weeks, 10% inflation a month for years. The Turkish lira has completely collapsed against the American dollar. The Turkish, any Turkish national that can get a job elsewhere would. They don't want to stay in Turkey and work and earn lira. They want to earn euros. In Greece, we had the problem 10 plus years ago. We're going to have it again. How many young Greek nationals have left Greece to go work in Germany and send money back home to mom and dad? It's like, does that sound like the Philippines to you? That's exactly what's going on. This is happening and it's accelerating, and it's going to accelerate through more European countries, let alone Asian countries, let alone African countries and South American countries. Everyone's looking for a better place to be. And if it's already slipping in the best places to be, it's going to get worse down below us. Look, the markets have had a lovely run lately. And I'm not saying today's going to be the ugliest day of all time. I'm not saying that. I will say conservatively, we could lose some serious points today. Yeah, we're down 334 on the Dow. We could. But today might be the first day of a number of days of pullbacks coming. Because the market's had a nice little run. We topped out last week, Friday, and we've kind of been hanging around here. But the economic news that keeps coming out is ugly. It keeps coming out ugly. And Kohl's this morning, the big, massive retailer, Kohl's, has pulled their guidance, their forward guidance. They pulled it. They're not even going to try to guess what the numbers are going to be like. If the folks at Kohl's that run how many thousands of stores across the United States, these guys can't even give you an idea of what their numbers are going to be like in the next just 2 months, 3 months, 6 months. They can't give you guidance does that tell you about everybody else? These guys know to the penny, to the 1/10 of a penny, what their operating expenses are. These are very smart people at Kohl's. You can't not be smart if you're going to run a company of that size and breadth. You can't not know what the hell you're doing. It's impossible. We heard the other day that Walmart is saying, yeah, we're getting a lot of business. People are coming into our stores. That's bad news. Good news for Walmart, maybe. Bad news for the economy as a whole, because if more and more people feel that they have to shop at Walmart to maintain a middle class, upper middle class lifestyle in their households, we are racing to the bottom as fast as we can go. This is an economic nightmare that is brewing in the US and Canada. We are racing to the bottom to maintain a lifestyle. And eventually you can't go any lower. You eventually end up at Value Village, or you end up at the Salvation Army, or you end up at food banks. How many Americans and Canadians are now going to food banks that have never been to a food bank ever before? How many folks are now relying on food banks to make it work, economically make it work? We're still in an environment where we are told there are 11 million jobs unfilled in North America, well, mainly USA. Canada has unfilled jobs as well. And this is we're getting this every month, that there are 11 million openings, job openings, tons. But if you take a look at what the job openings are, you might find that, well, wait a minute, there's like 8 million minimum wage jobs, and no one can make a living at minimum wage. You can't maintain a house. You can't qualify. You can't even qualify for a car payment on minimum wage. It'd be very difficult to get a car payment through a traditional bank. You might be able to get it through, Joe Blow's used car dealership. Then he'll give you a loan. Oh, he'll give you a loan, all right. You'll be paying 15% interest on a loan for a piece of garbage car for years. Yeah, sure, yeah. The race to the bottom is on, and it's ugly. It's getting uglier. And yet in Wall Street right now, in those beautiful skyscrapers around the world, there are analysts and forecasters and senior managers and money managers yelling, saying, look, we've got to keep people invested in this market. Why? Because that's how we make a living, you see. The folks in Wall Street don't care if you make money or not. They really can't care. They have to make their margins off of the amount they're managing. They've got to keep money under management at a certain level to keep a certain amount of money coming through the front door, or they have to do layoffs, or God forbid, the top 10% part of the partnerships of these outfits are going to have to give up bonuses. And that is unacceptable. We'd rather lay off 5,000 employees than cut back our bonuses. But sometimes you have to do both. And we go, oops, now we really got problems. No one is safe. Money under management is what it's all about. You never sell on Wall Street. Wall Street says never sell. People that sell stock on Wall Street are those who can't carry the stock through tough economic times. These are the folks who get unexpected problems, like my wife lost her job last week, and we didn't think that would ever happen. And now the rumblings are, well, the wife didn't lose her job, but the husband lost his job. And he'd been there for 20 years. And he got a $100,000 check to take a hike. But God, after tax, it's 60 grand. And that's only 5,000 a month for a year. I mean, we're in trouble here. And he's having trouble finding another one that has anywhere near these benefits. Why? Because he's 54 years old and no one hires 54-year-olds. Did you know that? Nobody. So we got problems. This is the next round. We went through this a little bit in 08, 09. We had the big round there. And then we had the 2001 9/11 debacle, where we had lots of companies cut back for a while, had a shock to the system. And we've had others prior to that. But we didn't have this, what we have here right now, a running inflation, higher interest rates that are absolutely coming our way. And we've got a lot of households in North America right now that can't make the power bill work. They can't make the gas bill payment. They got other problems, let alone the increased mortgage prices coming our way. By the way, I don't know if you heard this. I heard this the other day. It was shocking to me in a way, and in a way it wasn't. It had to do with satisfaction at the office, at the workplace. Something like out of 10 Americans that are working, six would have said that if they could quit their jobs and get a better job, they'd do it. They have no loyalty to their employer. A high number of these people, something like five or four or five of every 10 workers, would not recommend the job they have to any friend or relative or fellow former coworker. They would tell them, "Don't take this job; it's garbage." That's how unsatisfied the workforce is. It's a huge problem, massive. Employers are desperately trying to get people to come back to the office. Work back in your cubicle. People don't like working from home for these guys, let alone going back to the cubicle. They're tolerating their job because they aren't in the cubicle. But to go back to it is too much. And so people are basically looking for another job now, finding it, and then quitting and saying, "I'm not coming back to the cubicle. I'm out of here. I've been able to find a job where I can stay at home." By the way, I even got 10% more money. I found an employer paying me way more than you're going to pay me, and I know I'm going to be treated like a bag of garbage when I get back to the office. I don't think so. This is a huge problem in the United States. The morale of the American worker is an absolute low. It's incredibly bad. This does not bode well to kind of rally America around the cause and make life better. Every man for himself, because American workers understand now, they totally get it. They've had it for a decade, that for a decade they got 2 and 3% raises, no matter how hard they worked, and they had to work harder and harder every year to keep their job because they thought, if I lose this, so I may not be able to replace it. And now it's shifted, and American workers now know I can walk and find another job just as god awful as this one. They know that deep down inside, so they're on the prowl for something better. And it's amazing. There are Americans taking jobs that are crap, and yet this is way better than what I had. That's the shocker of it all, is how happy Americans are becoming when they make a move to another company and they get treated like garbage there. It's absolutely unbelievable. This is where corporate America is blowing it. They're absolutely blowing it. They're underestimating the value of their personnel, especially experienced personnel, because it's a race to the bottom for cost savings. Amazon is announcing 10,000 layoffs. Cisco, record earnings last night, really good earnings, like much better than thought, announcing layoffs. The race to the bottom is on. Every large corporation is backing off and dumping off people. Big mistake, because a lot of these people being let go are the talent that these companies need to flourish for the next 20 years, and they'll never come back. They will go on their own. They will find a gig somewhere else. They might take a gig in another profession that they've had a passion for because they hated their jobs and they hated the business they were in. It's a big shift going on. It's going to be interesting to see how this works out. We are down to 30 minutes to go before we open for trading today. The Dow is down 365 at the moment, 1.09%. S&P is down 50 points, 1.28%. The NASDAQ down 174, 1.48%. The markets, all three, are slipping every minute as we get closer to opening at this time. Oil is down 166 a barrel to $83.93. I suspect that we may have a down day. We'll certainly have a down opening. We're going to just see how bad it's going to be. We'll know in the second hour just what kind of legs this has. What we are not yet fully aware of, and I am worried about, is this crypto thing. This crypto thing. My God. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. We are getting more and more indications, hints from the various sources about how awful it is, what a mess is coming up in this FXT debacle. And I, as you all have to know, I am not a crypto guy. I have no no interest in wanting to know how all that works. I don't want to talk to you about it. You ask me, what do you think? And I go, don't even ask, because I haven't got a clue. But what I am noticing here, and what I can tell you with experience, I know the game that happens when you have something that's hot. When something is hot and is trending, like crypto has been for over a decade or longer, we had for years, maybe even 12, 15 years ago, for up until 5 years ago, there was a no lose situation to make money in crypto investing. A lot of people just bought Bitcoin or bought whatever other coins, and they just over time saw the value of that product go up. And they felt that because they're making money, they would put more money into it. And they felt, I can make money on my money, grow the value of myself by buying this asset and just sitting on it. And I don't have to play the stock market. And I don't have to worry about IBM. And I have to worry about Apple. I don't have to listen to Uncle Bruce and all the market stuff. I can just buy crypto and it'll just go up in price. And that is one way to make money. But then what happens is, and here's how this game goes. It happened in the US real estate market back in 07, 08 and prior, until it blew out. You get the shenanigans going on the sidelines. You get people who are very smart people, who start sitting there going, this crypto, this stuff goes up in value 10, 20% a year. We could leverage it. We could make way more than 10 or 20% a year on this thing if we leverage it. There are people right here in this channel right now who know that if you write a stock option on GameStop when it's trading at $27 a share, and you write a $28 contract, and in the next month the stock doesn't go over $28, the contract will drop in value and you'll make money. Everyone in the room here knows this. You also are aware of the fact that there are people out there willing to buy this $27 contract out of the money contract, because they think that if the stock goes to $50 a share, the $27 contract will be worth $23. They might only pay $2 for it, and it'll become $27. We all know that too. But we know what the odds are of that happening. Next to nothing. On the crypto side, if you are on the outside looking in and you see crypto going up in value every month, every quarter, every year, this is like 10 years ago, you're going to sit there and go, if I were to buy options on crypto, derivatives on crypto that gave me leverage, and I had a 2-year window to cash in my derivative contract, for every dollar I put up, I can buy $10 worth of crypto rather than just buy the crypto. And, I got $100,000, or I can get my hands on $1 million by going to a whole bunch of investors privately and cobblestoning to put together $1 million, buy this futures contracts, these derivatives. And if this stuff just keeps doing what it's doing, I can turn $1 million into $50 million, give my investors $5 million. And I told them, to make them happy, I've made you 5 times your money, and I keep the $45 million for myself. This is common sense greed at the basic level. This happens on everything, and it certainly has happened on crypto. And I'm giving you the 101 version of trying to make money on something that might be predictably going higher in value. There are millions of entrepreneurs out there and scheme meisters coming up with all kinds of games to try to take advantage of the crypto game. And I got bombarded with thousands of emails as my channel got hold here, from all kinds of crypto promoters and all kinds of exchange guys and all kinds of other outfits that they try to come off as legitimate as a Wall Street banking firm, asking me, would you like to talk about us on your show? We'll pay you. We'll give you some of our product. And I said, no, thank you, or I don't even respond, because I don't want to promote anything on the show that I really don't believe in. And I don't believe in this. And here we are with this FXT or whatever this thing is called. I honestly don't even know what it really is. There's a blow up here. And we have heard this week that there could be 1 million people that could be creditors against this thing. 1 million. It's not 1 million. It's more than that. And it isn't like 1 million people that are all out $3,000 to $5,000 each. That's not it either. We have got hundreds of thousands, likely, and certainly tens of thousands of sophisticated, syndicated groups that have been put together over the last 15 years. Because this isn't a one-year little wonder move here. This is a problem that's been going on for a while. We have got the equivalent of hedge funds that are out there with maybe trillions of dollars, but certainly hundreds of billions of dollars of capital tied up in all kinds of futures and derivatives contracts to do with crypto and everything around it. And there are derivatives out there that have FXT and Bitcoin and this one and this one and this, and stocks and futures, all tied into very complex structures that are next to impossible to unwind. The only way to unwind them is to let them expire out and then settle out. The problem here is every day and every week and every month, these derivatives will come up for maturity and must be paid off. The race is over. We've had the horses go around the track, and once they cross the finish line, you go downstairs to where the betting machines are and you cash in your winning ticket, or you throw your losing ticket in the garbage. And then we have another race. Well, there's a race that just ended with this FXT, and it's a DNF. It did not finish the race. And we got ourselves a problem here. And I think we have an international problem of epic proportions that is not being reported because they don't understand how bad it is. And I have seen this game happen again and again and again and again. And the last time I saw it, they made a movie about it called The Big Short, about the US real estate market, where there were people betting on the demise of the market, and there were people betting on the success of the market, playing on US mortgages. Millions and millions of US mortgages tied up in all kinds of bundled asset classes. And it was a crap show. And it cost millions of people their houses, millions of people their careers, retirement savings, and everything else. And some of you folks are here and you know people and or are related to people who got caught up in that absolute hellhole of a mess. And the fallout is still continuing on to this day. And lives were ruined, marriages ended, children were homeless. It was bad. Now we have this crypto thing, this unregulated, Wild West, no government involvement of sorts. The whole thinking was, well, I'm going to buy into this crypto because I don't want government in my life. Well, that means you don't have government to bail you out either. If this thing goes south, you're wiped out. And sure, there will be people that you know, and some of you yourselves have some money in some of these things. You're going to lose a little bit of money on it. Maybe you lose $1,000, $5,000, $10,000. Will it wipe you out? Probably not. But there are folks out there, and there are entities out there who leveraged up on this game. And some of these folks leveraged 1 million to 50 million. Some leveraged 10 million to 500 million. Some leveraged 500 million to 5 billion to 10 billion to $20 billion. And these are the ones that are coming our way. We're going to hear about this all over the place. And what worries me and what makes me wonder is if the stock market, just the market, begins to back off again. Could it be that a lot of these derivative contracts out there are being funded through margin calls on equities? But the lower equities go, the margin calls start to come in on the equity side. And now you got to sell equities to cover equity margin calls, which means you have less marginability towards the derivative side, which is covered up in all this FXT and everything else leveraged to the hilt, adding to the nightmare that is already beginning to surface. A lot of these folks are away. They're not worried about the SEC coming after them. They're not in America. They're in tax-free jurisdictions where there's very little oversight. on purpose because they don't want to show their hand to anybody. But at the end of the day, sooner or later, you got to pay off your bookie. And the bookie is going to go, hey, man, you got to pay me or you got to sell something to get me paid, pal. Yachts are for sale. Riviera mansions are for sale. Condos in New York become available. Condos in London. All the playground places come up for sale because a whole bunch of over-leveraged 20, 30-somethings who have no idea what the hell they're doing and what they got into and how deep the pit is that they're walking over are going to get caught here. And it's going to be fast. It's going to be fast, severe, and relentless. And it's going to catch the innocents. And there's the other problem. If this stock market wants to drop 5,000 points, 6,000, 7,000 points in the next few months, this is going to catch every pension fund in the United States and Canada and the UK and Europe, any G20 country. It's going to catch every pension fund quickly, badly, which puts heat on the bond market. And there are problems in the bond market we already know. We've seen England try to bail out the UK bond market. The Bank of England had to step in to save its own country because the pound went down to 103. What if the same run happens on the American treasuries? Because that's the big market. We started with the UK. We could have a run on German bonds. We could have a run on EU bonds. We could have a run on Japan bonds. Japan is already spending $40 billion a month to protect its yen from getting crushed. We could have a run on China bonds. We already had a run on China bonds. We could have another one. We could have a run on the American bonds. And when it comes to the United States, there's nowhere else you can go, which means the Fed now has to step in and buy up its own bonds, which it doesn't want to do. It's trying to offload its own bonds that it's been buying for the last 15 years. Quantitative easing ended. They're trying to go into quantitative tightening. They may have to reverse yet again. Raise rates and buy back their own bonds at the same time. This is a nightmare of proportions no one knows how to deal with. Certainly anyone under 45. I'm trying to explain this to you in plain English, and it's almost impossible because half of you out there are going, what is he talking about? I don't get this. What does it mean to my stock, Bruce? What does it mean? Well, it means that there's a lot less money in the market going forward, which means there's a much lower rallies coming, much deeper drops coming. The trough, the down trough continues. I've been talking about the trough going lower and lower. We have lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, all the way down. That is going to continue now, but it might accelerate. And we're now seeing physical, absolute evidence in our hands that average Americans can understand. The absolute evidence in our hand is Kohl's just stopped forecasting their sales futures. Target missed their money yesterday. They missed their numbers yesterday badly. Walmart is saying traffic is way up in our stores. This is the loudspeaker going to 11. We got problems here. The problems are showing up at the retail level. They've already shown up at the housing level. Now they're showing up at the retail level. They're going to show up everywhere else. I read a headline a few minutes ago that car insurance premiums are going up 12 to 14%. Isn't 12, 14% higher than the inflation rate? I thought inflation was going down from 8.5% to 8%. Why do car insurance premiums have to go up 12 to 14%? This is embedded into the inflation rate. This kind of stuff that you're hearing about means we're not going lower on inflation. We're going to go higher on inflation because costs are rising at a higher rate to us for all the services we use, not some of the services we use. Our mortgages might double in price for some of you out there. That's a 100% increase in your mortgage costs. Where there ain't no 8% inflation there. Your local electric bill didn't go up 8% in the last year. I don't think any of you have only had an 8% increase in your electric bill, unless it's regulated. It's ugly, and it's going to continue this way. You're going to start hearing about 10 and 15% pay raises for certain unionized employee groups. This is the new normal. Get ready for this. This means inflation is deep in the economy and is going to raise the inflation rate over 12% a year. 1% a month and higher is going to be the new normal. And there are losers coming, winners and losers. And unfortunately, most of Americans are going to be on the losing category. Their standard of living is going to drop dramatically. And that means 401ks, retirement plans, pension plans are going to be heavily discounted in value against inflation and in reality. It's a double whammy. This is not good. That is the story this morning. The old man rant. I'm warning you, it's ugly. I have good news, though. There are 261 people watching this telecast right now. Only 261 out of the millions that should be listening to this kind of talk all the time. You can't find it anywhere. Very hard to come up with. 261 of you guys have got a handle on just what's going on here. Why is this market down 372 points in the pre-market? Because this is the tip of the iceberg. That's what this is. This isn't the final tally. This is just the beginning. We're going for new lows. And I don't know how fast we're getting there. I've seen it happen real fast, but I've also seen it happen over months and months and months. And it's relentless and it's painful and it gets really frustrating. And it really brings out the worst in people, because when people don't succeed or feel they're being done wrong by, they act out. And so watch yourselves out there. But those of you who are here, if you are here, you're probably an option writer by now, because you've been with me for so long, for over a year and a half. In January, it'll be 2 years that I've been going live every day during the market. We're approaching 2 years. Well, at least for a year and a half, if not longer, I've been talking about writing call options on stock you already have. I started with GameStop. I started by saying, you folks who have GameStop shares, you should think about writing options on your GameStop. And a certain percentage of you rebelled. Of those you're not here anymore. Of those folks, how dare you say something like that? That's like short selling the greatest stock of all time that's going to the moon. But a lot of you are sitting there going, this guy makes sense. Why don't I write call options $20 higher than what it's trading at for the next 3 weeks and take the premium off the table? These premiums are ridiculous. And some of you said, I'll try one. I'll do one contract. And then you went, well, I'll do 2 next time. And then you went, I'm writing 5. And then the stampede came in here, and I'm writing on every stock I got. This is unbelievable. I can't believe this is legal. I can't believe they allow us to write options on stock. I never knew you could do this. Then you realized, oh my God, this has been going on since the 70s. Every institution does it. Why am I not doing it? I can't believe I can do it. This is great. I can do what the banks are doing. I like this side of the market. This is way more casual, much easier to take than the other side of the market. It's so easy to take premiums off the hands of those who don't know. And they don't want to know. They don't want to study. They don't want to figure it out. You guys do. There are 270 of you here who have a shot at surviving this economic calamity and thriving in it. And yet, all of you know, you've all told me in one way or another, you cannot explain to a friend of yours, a relative of yours, a coworker of yours, anyone you've known, a fellow golfer, you guys can't tell your dearest, closest confidants in 30 seconds what it is you do here. Can't explain it to them. You can't do it in 5 minutes. You try to tell them. They ask you, well, what do you do on that with that channel on all the time? You're always watching this guy, this balding, 4'8" tall, allegedly Canadian who doesn't have a home to live in. You watch his show twice a day, and you say you're making money in the market. What do you guys do there? And you try to explain in 5 minutes, because that's all you get, and you don't even get that. You know you only get 30 seconds, and the glossy eye kicks in, and you've lost them. They don't understand it, and they kind of go, "Hey, man, look, okay, yeah." You watch Uncle Bruce. Oh, okay. Good luck. No, it's not luck. There's no luck. There's just systematic observation of what the hell's going on. you're studying what's happening out here, and you're figuring out the market is yelling at you what you're supposed to do, and you're following the market. You're just following the market. You're not making the market. You're not guessing the market. You don't have to guess the market. You're just following the market. Thank you to those of you out there who watch my classes. Again, those of you who watch my classes, you guys are really taking this seriously. You really do want to become successful option writers. You really do want to make a go of it. And you have every chance to do extremely well for yourselves. Those of you who watch the classes and talk to me on a one-on-one basis, of course, you guys are awesome. I love doing these one-on-one sessions. I love doing the Wednesday night primetime live sessions. Fantastic stuff. Those of you who are subscribers to this channel, and you just subscribe and you hang out and you lurk in the background, thank you all very much. Those of you who are members of this channel, you're keeping this channel going. If you're a Chillin' with Uncle Bruce member for $9.99 a month, you can comment over here all you want during market hours and ask me questions on live trading. This is fantastic. Those of you who have decided to step up to the gold bagel level, to become gold bagel level followers up here, you guys are the cream of the crop. I love you guys. I do a special show just for you guys every morning before this show and the Wednesday night primetime live show. It is my pleasure to give you 6 additional shows a week for your $24.99 donation every month to the cause. Thank you all. You as a group of members out there, keep this channel on the air. It's the only way it survives. And I gotta say, I've been told this again and again and again. If you guys weren't making money out there because of what we're talking about, you wouldn't be here. You wouldn't be watching me anymore. You'd be watching something else. But you do keep coming back and you do hang out. And there are 133 thumbs ups here right now. Thank you for that. We appreciate the 133 thumbs ups already because it is working for you. You are noticing that by writing call options, you have a much higher percentage chance of making money in the market than if you don't write call options. If you're just an option buyer, you are playing with fire. You're juggling sticks of dynamite. Sooner or later, one of them's going off. Whereas if you're a writer, you're writing the dynamite and throwing the stick to somebody else. You guys play with it. And eventually you hear the boom, and you got a whole bunch of money in your pocket. And somebody over there was holding a stick of dynamite that shouldn't have been holding it. That's how this market is. It's not that complicated, and yet it is complicated. But for the average individual to understand what it is you do here, it doesn't work in 2 minutes. You have to really want to understand what's going on here. And I'm amazed at how many new people come in here every month and how they begin to hang out with us. They maybe become a member first and talk a little bit with us, and they converse with some of these folks. Then they take a class and another class, and then they take another class. They go to my website, pick them up, and then they try to write a call option or 2 or 3. And they contact me. We're one-on-one, and we go over that in person, and that just opens up the knowledge to an unbelievable level. And they can't wait for the market to open the next day. And all of a sudden, my newbies become regulars and are added to the list of option writers around here. The folks around here make money in this market. That's the bottom line. Otherwise, they wouldn't be here. And you too, if you're a newbie and you want to become an individual that can make a few bucks on the side or a lot of money on the side rather than just your paycheck at work, this might be the channel for you. This might well be the place you want to hang out at. Become a member today. And you can comment on this channel all you want. And if you become a Gold Bagel member, then you're going to join us an additional 20-odd times more per month, which is great. Matthew LaPlante, thank you for joining. Speaking of someone joining in, Matthew, Gold Bagel member, thank you. If you're returning, welcome back. If you're renewing, thank you. And if you're brand new for the first time, great to have you here. Welcome to the party, pal. We make money here. I have men, I have women, I have seniors, I have folks that are in their 50s and 40s and 30s and 20s. I have got people in university right now, literally university students actually watch this show, a small number, learn how the option thing works, are writing options, and cannot believe how much money they're making. They can't understand it. They go, I can get a job at Starbucks right now, and they're paying $18 an hour here in Canada. But I can watch this guy. I can watch that early morning show he does because I don't start class until 10 in the morning. I'm learning stuff on this channel they don't teach in university. I can't find a course anywhere at my university that covers anything about this. I don't understand why. Why is there not a prof out there that has stock option writing 101 going on? I mean, the basics of the market in plain English. I mean, come on. They're here writing stock options, and they're bringing in capital, and they're realizing I can make more money writing stock options than I can working 20 hours a week on top of my studies. This is crazy. This is insane. I can't understand why my parents don't do this. I don't understand why my rich uncle, who's made money over 40 years in real estate, apartment building, whatever, why isn't he doing this? What am I missing here? There are people I respect who have been really successful in whatever it is they do. They don't do this. Why am I the only one? What's wrong with this picture, or what's really right with this picture? Well, what is with this picture that I'm alone? I don't get it. And that is what's happening as each week goes by. Slowly but surely, more people find out about us. Someone will come in here who was told by a friend, you should watch this guy, Uncle Bruce. I've been watching this guy for a couple of months. I started writing options last month, and I'll tell you, it's really interesting. I'm making money here. And now a newbie comes in and just watches, and they don't say anything. They don't comment. They don't let us know they're here. And they're watching. This has been happening for the last year. People have been coming in here very quietly, very discreetly, and they just sit there and they just watch and listen to this old 67-year-old guy talk about the market and talk about options. And then they try to verify what he says, and they check out the stocks he talks about. They check out the options he talks about. Then he checks out these people, the folks talking right here, right now, right here. Verify what they're saying. And when they say, I just wrote this contract, I just bought back this contract, and I rewrote this contract, I just did this, they check them out. And they realize, they're telling the truth. They're absolutely right. Yeah, that's exactly what's going on. And they sit there and go, why doesn't this guy have 20,000 people watching him at the same time? There are people are here making all kinds of money on the market. Why isn't this a mega YouTube channel? And then they remind themselves, because when I got told about this guy, I didn't believe it. I thought this was bunk. I thought my friend was drinking. He's on some kind of a stimulant. You gotta be kidding me. And so it's one at a time. Here they come, one at a time. You want to learn how to write stock options, hang out with us for a while and just watch what we talk about. Or I recommend it, get over to my website, stockmarketswithbruce.ca. The links are down below. There are 14 classes now you can watch, all about how stock options work, how they depreciate, how you create them, how you buy them back, why they're there, who creates them, the philosophy of the buyers and the sellers. How is it that you can write a call for this much money and buy it back for that much money? Keep the change. We like making money by keeping the change. That's what we do here. We just keep the change. We keep a lot of change, a ton of change. And speaking of bells, Larry Titus, thank you, my friend. The bells have rung. We're open for trading now. And that means this market is really open for business. And we're going to find out today just what this market is up to or down to. Where are we at really? Because we were down 337 on the pre-market before we opened up here. where are we at now, really, for sure? Are we really going down this morning? And if so, how much selling is coming in, and what stocks are going to take a hit and what stocks are not? I mean, really, pre-market is one thing, but the real market is the real thing. Anyway, there you have it. Welcome everybody here to the show. Thank you, Larry. Everyone says thank you. Susan Slit shops about. I'm number 145 on your thumbs up meter. If any of you out there are able to hit the thumbs up button, please do me a favor. Hit it now. If you're watching on the rerun, hit that thumbs up button immediately. Even on the rerun, help this show get some momentum through YouTube. The more, the better. Okay. Thank you all. Uncle Bruce, maybe you need a referral program. I know all my friends and coworkers are very tired of me telling them about Uncle Bruce. You got to want it. You got to want it. You can't come here and just, well, you could. You could come here and just be entertained. But really, have I got anything to entertain you with? I mean, you're looking at a shiny forehead here. Guy with glasses at, Costco readers, I mean, what? Banter? Okay. It's just a guy talking, reading comments. I mean, this is kind of boring for 25-year-olds, I mean, this picture doesn't change every 8 seconds. It's the same image all the time. This is boring. You got to want to really be into this market, in a big way to make money to really stick around here. And I guess, there are 25 and 30-year-olds and 40-year-olds who do want to make money in the market and are willing to invest some time into it. But you got to be committed to really go. Those of you who've been here for 6 months, you know how many hours you've put in the last 6 months through this channel, into this system. You have really dedicated some time, and you're being well paid for it, as you well know. But you know what? There are people out there who are inherently lazy, and they just want the final answer. Just give me the answer, and then I'll go and do it. That's all. Constantine, I'm number 148. Mirko, I'm 149. Thank you, guys. Let me know what thumbs up number you are. It helps me figure out where we're at. I love this. Auntie Jen is entertaining. Well, that's true, too. There's Auntie Jen. You always get fun with her. Don't underestimate your entertainment value. I miss this when I can't join, says who cares. Splair, I was entertained for a year, and I could use some comments to make gains and overthink some moves. Joe Olivia, refer 5 friends and get a free bagel. Sell my house fast over Marlboro. Come here, be entertained only. I thought making money was the entertainment. That's right. Deep value, 2 free bagels and a vegan cream cheese. Deep value, same baby kale bagels. Splair. But it was easier with buying calls, for example, on the BBBY drop because of the death there. RIP to him. I don't know. JR, who said vegan? Sacrilege. Yeah. We're down 229 on the Dow at the moment. Welcome to the first 3 minutes of the opening here. We're down 324 on Tesla at 183.68. Apple is down 170 to 147.09. I got GameStop at $26.67, down 47 centinos. Let's take a look at ranges. I don't know if we have much of a range yet. Low of 26.15, high of 26.79, apparently. 26.67 right now. SoFi, 530, down 24 more cents. HPQ down 62 more cents to 28.67. Amazon down 69 to 96.43. We got Home Depot down 151 at 313 or so. Cisco is up 130 today because of good financials last night, but they are warning about a slowdown coming up. 45.69 at the moment on Cisco. The question will be, will it even hold this gain on this bloodbath of a day we might have today? We might have today. I don't know if we will. We might have a bloodbath day. We're off 224, 240 on the Dow. We're down 45 on S&P. We're down 157 on NASDAQ. The NASDAQ market is the loser, down 1.5%, 1.4 actually. The Dow's down 0.7. The Dow's only down half what NASDAQ is down. So if the Dow were to join NASDAQ, it would be down 500 points right now. Oil down 155 a barrel, 84.04. Cisco got as high as 46.39. It's now 45.72. So, it's 60 cents behind the high. The low is 45.16. We're up $1.26. It's okay. It's nice, but it's not like stratospherically incredible. And so if you've got options written on Cisco, you may want to sit back and go, if I can do a rollover into 40 higher price, if you can go from 40 to 42s or 42s to 44s or whatever, great. If you can go a month further out and get a higher premium. If you have a 4250 call and you write another 4250 call for a month or two further out for just more money, you might want to take advantage of that right now. It's an in the money call, I know, but you're taking advantage of the cash, the increased cash value. On the other hand, if you can go from a $42.50 to a $45 contract or a $44 contract a month or two or three further out and get more money at the same time, do that. Absolutely. Take a look out there and see what you can do. Keep an eye on your option premiums and see what you can pull off. Pfizer down 16 cents. Netflix down $10 to $2.95. Hello. IBM down $1. Microsoft down $2.40. Bandic Vectors down $2.80. Adobe down $7.20. Goldman is off $3.20 a share. Google down $1.18. Boeing down $2.60. Moderna down $2.80. Facebook, the old Meta platform here, down $2.44 to $1.10. I know people that have written, I think, 111s and 113s and stuff. I think they're smiling right now. ME is down 12 cents, the old 23andMe. The Rocket Lab down 14 cents today. Matterport is off 8 cents. ATIP down 1 penny. SmartRent down 11. Spire is off 11 cents. Cyxtera is down 7.5 cents. Royal Caribbean down 216 to 57.98. We're under 60 again. Bed Bath Beyond down 2.5 cents. Carvana down 22 cents. Robinhood down 20. BlackBerry down a dime. Target down 224 after the $20+ loss yesterday. JP Morgan up 81. Costco down 8.91 today. Walmart down 85 cents. Disney down 242 to 91.53. It's been a dismal month for Disney stock. Has not been a pretty thing. We had these shares were as high as 107.35 November 1, at 107 on November 1. This is November 17. We're at $91. This could go even lower. It's trading at 51 times earnings, and the earnings aren't even there. They're not there. NVIDIA down $1.65. American Airlines down 32 cents to $13.78. AMC Ape 38 cents drop today. We're back to $8.57 and falling again. Snowflake down 365 to 150. There you go. We're down 261 at the moment on the Dow, 46 on S&P, and 155 on the NASDAQ. Tesla at 184. Apple is 147. GameStop 26.68, down 46 cents at the moment. The high looks like it was $26.98 was the high just a few minutes ago. $26.98, but 30 cents has been coughed up at the moment, and we're now down 46 cents on the session. Welcome one, welcome all to the channel. How y'all doing today? Let's see what else is going on here. JR says, I couldn't give blood yesterday because of a slight drop in hemoglobin. They asked if I was vegan. Dude is saying to JR, you got to eat your veggies if you want to make big money, you know. Bobby Atkinson, laugh aloud, that free bagel will be a stone by the time it arrives in the mail. Pop by the options, man, says JR. What else is going on here? Freeze them there, bagels. There you go. Let's see. I got my sister, JR, got my sister BBs in, what's it? Got my sister in folding arms and waiting, market red, my options green. Who can argue with that? Anyway, there you go. Who you gonna call, says JR. Call Rugman. And what else is going on here? Thank you. Let's go here. People talking about vegetarianism and stuff like that. That's great. What else have we got going on here? Uncle Bruce, Ed Hawkins saying, Uncle Bruce, I wrote some SoFi 10s and 7.5s for January 24. I'm up now. Should I buy back or wait it out? Lots of time to January 2024. Yeah, I mean, it depends on the kind of money you've made. Are you up 5%, 8%? May not be worth it. Have you made 40, 50% on your contracts? Maybe that's a nice little hit there. We're at 535 at the moment on SoFi, down 18 cents. I don't know. I mean, what did you have in mind? You got to make up your mind what you want to do here. But, a profit is a profit. I agree. But the lower we stay here, or if we're going to have a down dip in this market for a couple of days or like a week or two, we're going a lot lower overall. And we may find that it might well be that SoFi only goes down to the $5 level, but that the overall psychology of the market around us is going so negative that the premiums keep dropping on contracts because the optimism isn't there. And you might make money just watching your contract, drift lower faster. There's also that. Okay. Let's go here. Splair, the SoFi put I bought near 6 with a 550 strike is now just 76% in gains, also almost hitting $40. Susan shops about deep value. Yes, watercress loaded with the most essential minerals. Oh, we're talking about vegetarianism here. The channel has changed completely today. We're talking about being veggies, vegetable eaters. Jennifer and I had a wonderful dinner last night. She cranked out some, what was it? Butternut squash. She had me go and buy some butternut squash. And then she had already purchased some what are those things called? They look like miniature cabbage things. What are those called? They're the size of a marble, but they look like a cabbage. I forgot. And anyway, she cranked those up and she cooked those, and then she put some cheese on there and bacon on there in the oven. Oh man, we got the bacon going, the cheese going, the Brussels sprouts. Thank you. There it is. Thank you, Constantine. I need all the help I can get here. It's early in the morning. Yeah, Brussels sprouts. Thank you, Duncan. Beautiful. Oh man, Brussels sprouts and butternut squash, cheese grilled with bacon on there. Oh, that was good. That was really nice. And then we had some buns that we had bought. We had bought buns at Costco. Those dinner roll buns you can buy. You get like 48 of them. I don't know, 24 of them. We'd frozen a bunch of them. Anyway, we took 12 of them out again out of the freezer, and she made garlic butter on top of these dinner rolls with this dinner. Oh my God. Pretty damn tasty. Let me tell you that. That was nice. That was really nice. Anyway, there you go. Brussels sprouts. Thank you, everybody. All right, what's going on? Oh, they roast them around here with plenty of salt, pepper, and other goodies. Takes out that musky flavor, says JR. Yeah, butternut squash. I do enjoy butternut squash from time to time. It's very, very, very enjoyable. We're down 235 on the Dow. Nothing dramatic. It's 0.7 of 1% at the moment. We're 14 minutes into the day. We're down 43 on S&P, down 140 on NASDAQ. NASDAQ down 1.2%. The Dow down 0.7. Oil down 171 a barrel. There you are. Uncle Bruce, you need that Rugman mug right now. You need help from Rugman. Right? Are you talking about this mug? Because I got this mug and I got a coffee mug. Rugman rules. Yes, that's my caffeine-free Diet Coke waiting in the wings. Anyway, there you go. Nick Demorier, Uncle Bruce, and everyone else in the chat. I have an important question. I need an ugly sweater. Do I get the now I have a machine gun ho ho ho, or the yippee-ki-yay McLean climbing through the air duct sweater? Come on, LA. Go have a couple of laughs. It'll be great. You got to figure that one out. Oh man, oh man. Fun times, fun times, fun times. Thank you all for hanging out with us today. Tesla down 195 at 184.97. Apple down 92 cents to 147.87. GameStop 26.66 down 48 cents. SoFi 536 down 17. HPQ 28.81 down 48 cents. Amazon 95.74 down 138. The question is, are we in a bit of a dead cat bounce right now? Did we get this first drop off? Now we have an attempted rally going on, and will this fizzle out? And then we see the bottom drop out of the market today. Does that happen in the next 20 minutes? I don't know. We're only down 218 on the Dow, not 418. But we're not rushing to a green scenario here either, are we? We're down 1% on S&P, down 1.1% on the NASDAQ market. Oil's still down 176 now to 83.30, 83.83 on oil. So we're going lower there. I'd say get a Rugman sweater, but those aren't ugly. There you go. The Credit Saver says, nah, just buy a Rugman sweater. You're going to be fine with that. The Rugman sweater is a thing of beauty. How about that? There you go. Man, oh man, there's nothing more beautiful than Rugman sweaters. They're not ugly though. Brian, 179 thumbs up, Bruce. You're almost at 200. I need Rugman for my AMD covered call right now. What's going on with these chip makers here? Deep value. Bear markets play us the most as option writers. Bear markets pay us the most as option writers. We will all buy Rugman t-shirts and mugs. There you go. Lame Duck, I am number 180 on your thumbs up meter. I now see 183 here. Thank you all. 17 away from 200 thumbs ups, and Jen is in the house. How you doing, Jen?
Good.
Do me a favor, Jen. Tell him I need 17 more thumbs ups to get to 200. Help a guy out.
17 more?
That's all I need.
That's nothing.
Come on. Help out. Auntie Jen said so.
That's right.
She's telling you. Hit those thumbs up buttons for Uncle Bruce, or else you don't want the wrath of Auntie Jen. You don't want that. I've seen what that's all about. What else is going on here? I need more coffee, says FX. I'm waiting for my first Redbubble order. Rugman Travel Cup coming here, says dude. Nick, there's also a Hans Gruber falling to his death buying call option sweater. A Splair, yeah, Redbubble mentioned to me 25% discount on clothing. That's right, you get 25% off all my stuff. That they set those prices. John, good morning, Jen. Good morning, John. Indeed, yeah, we did get a fridge magnet the other day, didn't we? Was that yesterday? Where is that?
It's on the fridge.
It's on the fridge. It looks like this, except it's a fridge magnet. It's not that big.
It's very weird where I put it. But yeah, I put it on the fridge.
There you go. What can I say?
It's small. It's like a 2x. Well, no, it's not the size of a business card. It's a little fatter than a business card.
That's right.
So it's probably like 2.5 by 3, something like that. I just heard an interview on the radio, and because I'm bad and don't really listen, I can't tell you the name of the person. But he was the original Harvey. And for those who don't know.
Oh, the Calgary Flames mascot.
The Calgary Flames mascot. He was the first mascot in the NHL. And this company started because after teams would come to play Calgary, they would contact Harvey and say, "Where did you get it? We need to have a mascot.
We need a mascot in our rink."
Because Harvey was fantastic. He was,
legendary.
That in the polls, and remembering that most of the seats in the first years were corporate seats. They probably still are corporate seats.
Well,
and they'd send out polls that after hockey, what's the next thing you enjoy the most? Anticipating it might be the beer, the food. No, it's Harvey.
Harvey the Hound. Harvey the Hound in Calgary games. Absolutely.
And saying that they would lose at least 8, usually 10 pounds every game. He said, what if I told you that I'm going to cover you all with unbreathable fur and then tell you to run up and down those stairs for 3 hours?
In the stands with those fans, nonstop. No kidding.
And now, so they made a company to do this, and now the only the only country in the world, or continent, I suppose would be better, that doesn't have a mascot made by them is the Antarctic.
Wow.
Yeah.
Global business.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
Unbelievable. I think Harvey showed up when the Flames moved to the Saddledome. I think that's when he was introduced.
Oh yeah, was he at the Corral?
I don't know if he was at the Corral. The
don't
Flames
know.
arrived from Atlanta. The Atlanta Flames came to Calgary Flames, in
And it
1980.
made sense for us because back then we used to burn off the natural gas.
Well, yeah, we're
So
in the oil and gas business, so Calgary
we had
Flames makes
yeah.
sense. But I think he kicked into gear in '83 when the Flames moved to the, where they play now, the Olympic, what it was called the Olympic Saddledomes, now the, who knows what it's
He
called.
was so funny.
And it was something we'd never seen before. We've heard of the San Diego Chicken. We'd all seen the San Diego Chicken on television.
Yeah.
And we've seen the Philadelphia Fanatic.
Yeah, there weren't very many mascots.
There were a few baseball. There was
Yeah.
Oopie in Montreal, and,
Right.
and or Youpie or whatever he's called. But no other NHL team had a mascot. Now Harvey the Hound shows up here in Calgary, and oh my God, took the city by storm,
Yeah.
and really lightened up the mood of the place. And in between periods during intermission, oh, the shows.
People wouldn't leave their seats.
I mean, you're watching an entity that doesn't talk, that can only do physical movements.
Remember, he had a little skunk hand puppet, and he would be a ventriloquist.
He would pretend to be a ventriloquist, but he didn't talk.
He didn't talk.
Nothing talked. But oh my!
It was so good.
Of course, Jen and I were in our
So
late
good.
20s at the time before Jen Jr. showed up,
Oh.
and this was just the highlight of the hockey game for us to watch Harvey the Hound.
Usually during the play, you would take her around and just look for Harvey.
Well,
just wanted to see
when she was like 2 years of age, we'd bring her to the games and
just feed her and find
we
Harvey.
could keep her in the seats for the first period. That was it. And after that, we had to walk around the place to keep her entertained. So I knew that during the second period of play, that Harvey would have been under the stands.
Yeah, he'll be in the concourse.
In the concourse area. So I would take her downstairs, and we just kind of go through the concourse, and I'd see Harvey coming up, and now I would bring her towards him, and then he would just blow her mind, because this individual in that suit was perfect for children. Absolutely incredible. And
he used to get in trouble because he had a stuffed doll that was wearing an Oilers.
Well, he created a stuffed something with an Edmonton Oilers jersey on it, and then would beat the holy crap out of it to the delight of 20,000 fans.
He would put it in the middle of the ice spread eagle, and then he'd go down to where the goalpost would be.
What you don't know is that Harvey the Hound would wear skates, would put on skates. And would lay down the Oiler figure in the center ice after the ice is resurfaced, just before the players came out. And then he would go behind the Edmonton Oiler net and just say, come on, cheer me on. You know what I'm going to do. And the crowd would go get it. And then he'd come skating up the ice, and he would do the big
fly.
The big flop, the belly flop on top of the Oiler mannequin. And they would slide all the way down to the Calgary goal line, and he'd be pounding it all the way down to the delight of 20,000 fans that didn't go out and buy beer and popcorn. They don't want to watch this.
I think we're the only mascot that was ever sent.
He would be finishing pummeling the crap out of the mannequin as the players started to come out on the ice for their pre-period skate, and then he would leave the ice to the applause of incredible numbers of fans. The Oiler players were not impressed. The Flame players pretended not to notice, but they loved every minute of it. And then the NHL made a couple of phone calls and letters to the Flames organization to let's calm that down a little, shall we?
So then he showed up a few games later, and he had the Oiler doll, and he had tied the Oiler doll's feet to his feet, so he's skating like they're dancing.
They're dancing. They're dancing. They're like an ice pair.
They go to the Flames bench, where there's a bottle of wine and glasses. They're having a lovely day.
Little white tablecloth on the bench.
And he takes the glass of wine and gives it to the Oiler doll, and he's got it in the Oiler doll's hand.
And he's got his in his hand
and
somehow.
They're
clinking and they're laughing and talking.
But then things
turned and the Oiler doll
got upset.
Splashed Harvey with the wine.
So then Harvey attacked.
Wow, that down came the glasses and the fight was on.
He started it.
This is 40 years ago, 35, 40 years ago. And we still love telling the story.
I had the little mini radio-controlled Zamboni that would follow the big Zamboni.
True, yeah. Well, he was something.
Yeah.
Cutting edge fan entertainment.
Right? So you become a mascot and you make a career out of it.
Big time.
An international career.
Big time. Yeah. And that mascot was at my
Those were such good times.
My sister had a daughter that got married, and Harvey the Hound was hired for the reception. Yeah.
Because they're huge hockey fans.
And 2 years later, they had their first child, a boy, whose name is Harvey. Yeah. Oh, it is a big deal. Unbelievable. I don't know how many people have played the role of Harvey now. Probably dozens.
And remember
over 40 years.
The one season, they brought out, there's no Harvey. Like, where's Harvey? There's no Harvey. And just before the start of the game, they roll out a washing machine onto the center of the ice.
Well, no, the rumor was that Harvey was going to be, the costume was being redesigned to be more athletic ability for the person in it. And they brought out a washing machine during the first period, and the washing machine was brought out in the corner of the rink with the Zamboni normally drives off. And there was a commercial break going on, TV commercial, and the spotlight went on the corner. So, ladies and gentlemen, we direct your attention to the so corner of the. There's a special announcement being done, and this washing machine got brought out by a forklift, and just dropped, and the forklift went away, and people are wondering what's going on. All of a sudden, the top of the washing machine opens up, and here comes Harvey coming. This guy comes out, and the Harvey outfit comes out. And he's looking around, and he's pure white. He's beautiful. He's clean as can be.
Before he was more gray.
He was more gray. Now he's really pretty nice and white.
And he's a little smaller.
And he's standing, looking around, going, "What's going on?" And he looks down at himself, and he's going, "What happened to me?" And he puts his hands over his midsection. I'm naked.
Reaches in.
And then he reaches into the washer. He finds his shorts. He puts his shorts on.
Red shorts.
And the crowd loved it, and the players are going, "What the hell is going on with it? We're supposed to be playing this intense hockey game." The crowd is in love with this mannequin or this mascot over here.
Yeah,
it's fabulous.
Very many good memories of Harvey.
Great memory. Love Harvey the Hound. I think there are Harvey the Hound videos on YouTube.
I'm sure there are.
Not sure if there's
that
many.
Hope there's one of the.
But I doubt there are none of what we talked about, because that was the day before cell phones. That was the days before smartphones. That was the day where you had to come with a camcorder, and you couldn't bring in a camcorder.
What was the name of the coach that Harvey was behind?
McTavish.
Yeah, he was behind the Oilers bench.
Something McTavish.
And again, he doesn't speak, but he's just, going off on him. And so the coach reaches around, and Harvey's mouth is open, and he's got the red tongue hanging out. And he reaches up and he just yanks the tongue right out of
the coach pulled the tongue off the mascot. Mistake. Big mistake. That's not a smart move. The coach heard about that for the rest of the game. Oh gosh. Yeah. The children's favorite entertainment, and you're abusing it as a coach of a national hockey team. Are you nuts? So much fun.
Yeah.
Craig McTavish. The last player in the National Hockey League to not wear a helmet.
Really?
Yep. Oh. I'm amazed that if you went up to Craig McTavish and said, "Hello, how are you today?" He doesn't go because of all the pucks to the head. But he survived. He did not get killed without wearing a helmet. But he was the last player in the NHL not to wear a helmet.
I think the team's insurance would have made him.
Yeah,
wear.
Mind you, as a 18-year veteran,
I guess.
What's
yeah,
the guy
your
worth?
grandfather,
I mean,
yeah.
that's the sad thing about it. The insurance companies go, well, we could pay out 200,000 of this guy if he gets hurt. Unbelievable. It just blows my mind. Anyway, welcome,
So
Jen.
now that I've taken you on a completely different journey than what
path
we're talking
altogether. People
But
are happy
to
you're
hear
here.
Harvey, it was so fun.
I think I need a custom Rugman NHL sweater. Rugman number 75 says DQ.
A Rugman.
Auntie Jen, please give us a great big loud go Rugman today. We need a sound effect for my Rugman video.
Oh, okay.
Go Rugman.
Go Rugman. Well, I have to do it when I'm leaving. You have to
There
do
you
the
go.
leaving part.
Dude, Uncle Bruce, thanks for answering all my questions on primetime last night. There you go. Hey.
It's like being in a mirror because everything's backwards.
It's all backwards. 196 thumbs up from Larry Blake. Thank you. The poutine. Oh no! Look out. Nick is saying, I got to Die Hard mostly because everyone in the family groans when I argue Die Hard is not only a Christmas movie, it's the best Christmas movie.
I know. We just passed the anniversary of its opening.
See, Richard Carlin is saying that CYXT is under $2. Let's take a look at CYXT. 196.5, new all-time low. Spire down to 125, down 20. Smart Rent down 16. ATIP down 2. Matterport down 13, Rocket Lab down 21, ME down 19. Markets are red. The Dow's off 289, S&P down 49, NASDAQ down 158, and GameStop 26.58 down 56 cents.
Wow.
So we're seeing some selling coming in, and I've been waiting for it for 2 weeks.
Right.
Been waiting. This is nothing yet. This is nothing. Anyway, yes.
And we should remember the Kai. What's Kai's name on NPR on Marketplace that we
Guy Rizdal?
Rizdal. Saying this is happening and this is happening and this is happening, and the market's not paying attention.
That's right.
The market doesn't care.
They all want to go to the campfire and sing Kumbaya. Yeah. Everything's going to be fine.
Everything's going to be fine.
Welcome to the deck. Welcome to the deck of the Titanic. Your orchestra is right here. Start dancing. It's a little tilty on the floor, but good luck with it. Yeah, there you go.
A little tilty.
Oh, gosh.
You'd be a great cruise director.
You'd be a great cruise director. It's a little off tilting off the side, but the dips are a lot easier in this direction than that direction. Easier. Yep. Let's see. Michael knows. Michael, welcome back, buddy. Last player to play with no helmet. People were asking about you yesterday, Michael. They really began missing you yesterday. They thought you had passed away. You don't hang around for a couple of days and you're dead to me. You're dead
coughing before or something?
I think Mike was on a bit of a trip. I think he went on a bit of a holiday or something. Went away for a little while. He told us, but people are forgetting that in any event. People are asking about this primetime show. How do you be part of that primetime show? Yes, if you're a Gold Bagel member, you're one of these guys, you can join us every Wednesday night, 8 o'clock primetime. And it's just me and Gold Bagel members only after the market is closed. Yesterday we had 45 of us hanging out instead of 230, whatever the number is here. We had 45 hanging out. Everybody can ask questions. It was great. Covered a lot of ground last night. We sure did. It's at 8 p.m. Eastern time, says Nick. Exactly. JR, my positions right now are all 30% green. I'm folding my arms. I'm waiting. That's right, because we're going lower on this market, kids. Deep Value says, thank you. What else is going on? What's going on here? Michael said, I got a lot of things going on right now. Mirko, but you can watch all the Wednesday night primetime shows once you become a Gold Bagel member, even the old ones. You can watch the reruns. Exactly. As a Gold Bagel member, you can do that. And Uncle Bruce, what does Auntie Jen think of the Steelers mascot, Steely McBeam?
You don't see him very often. But, it's okay. It's difficult, as I was just hearing from this interview, it's difficult when you have a representation of a person rather than a representation of an animal or a bird or a made-up animal. That you can do more things than you can with a person. And they always have these big heads. It makes it harder for them to
interact,
do physical
and
things.
do physical things. Yeah. They are more like just walking statues, really, than anything else.
I really like the Kansas City mascot. I don't know what its name is, but whenever the opposition is kicking,
and they get a field
he's
goal,
down there doing his dance to try to distract. And then when they do get the field goal, he's just pounding his head on the post.
Pounding his head on the post. Deep Value. I'm not going to miss the primetime show anymore. Beach Boy. Hi, Jen from Beach Boy. Beach Boy special. Yeah,
yes,
Beach Boy is very special. So we thank you, Beach Boy. Let's see. Not seeing Steely is a good thing, says DQ. Michael, the Flyers mascot, is pure nightmare fuel. Gritty. That's we know we've heard of that guy.
Is the Philly.
JJ is, I don't know what's going on there. Smiling. DQ. KC Wolf.
Kansas City Wolf. Yeah, he's the Wolf.
He's the Kansas City
Wolf.
Wolf.
He is. I guess he is a wolf. He might look more like a fox. But
clever little thing. Yeah, there you go.
He's fun.
The Mascots. Oh my gosh. Indeed.
Mascots are great. And then for some unknown, ungodly reason, they decided hockey needed cheerleaders. Which just
some teams have gone to school. That is a sacrilege in Canada, and yet the Oilers have cheerleaders.
I think Canadians.
No, not Montreal. No, not Montreal. No. They have Upi there. They got the Montreal Expos.
For some reason,
former mascot.
You don't really see it very much on the television, but when you're live at the game, in the TV commercials, they bring out the young kids come out with shovels to clean the snow off the ice.
Yeah.
And the male ones have pants and shirts.
Oh, yeah.
The female ones have shorts and little itty bitty tops.
No.
That's weird, right?
No, is that true?
I guess that helps them to skate somehow.
Yes, it cuts down the...
It's probably the only way they can hold the shovel.
The air resistance, yes, because speed is of the essence.
And I just can't believe they get paid enough to do that.
Oh, but they do.
Do they?
They do.
Do they?
They do. They do.
How much money does it take to pay for your pride?
Depends on who you're paying off, I suppose. I don't know. Credit Savage. Wow, 6 there under $2. Fine. I'll start a position 200 at 195. Thank you very much, Nick. Uncle Bruce. I covered my snow short. Did you make money? Did you make money on the snow? Something tells me you did. Snow now is sitting at 146.40. Oh, yes, you did do that. Oh, my goodness. Here we go. Oh, my goodness. I'll show her. I'll show her.
What is he doing now?
He did it again. That man did it again. Hang on. There it is.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh my goodness.
Beach Boy.
Beach Boy. You get to us. We love you. Donations towards Jen's operation are coming in.
Thank you, just seems
folks are making PayPal donations towards Jennifer and her hip operation. And we don't.
They're not going to recognize you after I have a new hip.
We don't mention.
We'll be going out for walks.
Yeah, I'm going to get skinny. I'm going to be made skinny. Oh my gosh. Beach Boy, thank you. It's beyond words. We are speechless. There it is. Jen's Fund. Ho. Thank you, my friend. Hi, Uncle Bruce and Jen. Check the fund, says Beach Boy. Jen's Fund, he says. Check Jen's Fund. Thank you so much, my friend. Nick, I bought 10,000 SoFi with the profit I made today. JR, Nick, you are demand. Skinny Brucey. That's what's going to happen. Yeah, I could use it. Certainly, I could certainly use the weight loss. No question about that. Thank you, all of you out there. Who are making a special
the generosity is just
donation towards Jennifer's cause. We do thank you. We don't know the dates yet, but we're getting closer.
We're getting closer.
She's getting excited.
I can hardly wait.
Yeah, can hardly wait. Gonna be mo better. Gonna be mo better.
I know. I like we were saying the other day, I can't remember the last time that I was pain free on my hip.
Yeah.
It's been so long.
Yeah. That's the thing about.
I think it was before child.
Yeah, that's the thing about the hips. You are in pain always, and
Yeah.
your body finds
get
ways
used
to
to
try to ignore it and
Yeah.
try to adapt to it. But the reality is, it's always there. And in Jen's case, when she had her knee looked after with that injection, that pain went away for the most part, and all of a sudden, that other pain now came to the fore.
Yeah.
And it's amazing
The
how
brain only pays attention to the loudest cry.
the
Yeah.
squeaky wheel is the one that gets
Yeah.
gets the attention. Well, the knee has now been calmed down, and
I
now
know,
it's over
that
here.
was amazing. That's a pretty good trick.
That's right.
Yeah.
Instantaneous relief. Unbelievable.
Speaking of instantaneous relief,
Yes.
what would you like for breakfast?
What would you like? What would you like on your bagel for instantaneous relief on a Thursday with the market down 235 points? I think today.
We're in the second half of the month.
Yes, we are. It's the 17th. Yeah. We're not that far away from getting out of here. It's coming.
The days are it's later and later.
Super short.
Yeah, we're darker and darker and darker.
4:40 something sunset.
To the equinox.
Yeah, our sunset now is in good old Cowtown.
And the sun is just
4:45 sunset. 4:45 sunset now.
We had a meteor or space junk or something go flying through the air just outside of Calgary at 6:30 this morning. Blue and white streak through the sky.
Wow, how about that? Maybe that was Rugman practicing some runs.
Except
Rugman airing. Well, Rugman is airing out the cape with all that gunk on it, and that's burning off in the atmosphere. Yeah. I mean, you don't think Rugman just sits around posing for photos like this.
He was going so fast.
Yeah.
Flying so quickly.
He has issues to deal with. He has a lot of issues to deal with, and he's got to burn off a whole bunch of people and burn off some residue off of that cape and keep it clean, and then just lay it down and let people gather all on it, and yoink, off it went. Yoink, Rugman. How about that? That's probably what's going on.
That's what it is.
Sure. JR, okay, ME got approval for using generic data for customizing medical treatments, but still just around $3. What's up with that, Nick? Now I'm just day trading in and out, 1,000 shares of Snow and locking in profit on every trade. I'll be buying more of the 10,000 on SoFi to reduce my average. Coyote, for me, it's my knees, both of them. Years of sports took their toll. And my right shoulder cuff, I tried to get it looked at as a kid, but we didn't have health insurance. Coyote, people had their dirty shoes all over that rug. You got to clean it. There it is. JJ Rugman ain't no poser. He ain't no poser. He's out there flying and doing what he's got to do, and he's roughing him up. Yoinking everywhere. He's yoinking all over the place. And that's PG rated. It's all good. It's all fine. He ain't no poser. We have 210 thumbs ups, Bruce. Way to go. 211 thumbs ups have come in. Yoink. Thank you, everybody, for hitting the thumbs ups for us. We're running again. Jen helped us out, get us through 200 thumbs ups.
I did it all.
Jen did it all. As soon as Jen said, give him thumbs ups, it came in.
That's what it was.
Just simple like that. 2661 on GameStop. We're down 245 on the Dow. We'll see what this market wants to do for the day. SoFi 538 down 15. Now, bagel. What do I have?
We have cream cheese.
Bagel? I know. I'm debating
No.
right now. It's either one way or another.
Good.
I know what I want.
Oh, here it is.
I know what I want.
He has decided.
You have decided. I would like that sliced roast beef we've got.
Okay.
And I would like that horseradish mayo on there.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of what I'm after, I think. Yeah.
That's it.
No
cheese,
no
lettuce,
no
tomato.
No. No. Yeah, I'm thinking the roast beef.
Okay.
I don't know if we have any ham that's open or not.
I don't know. No, I can open it.
Maybe some ham.
Or turkey.
Yeah, with horseradish mayo.
Okay.
But the roast beef definitely.
It'll be a surprise.
Oh,
Okay.
shock. But okay. Thank
A
you.
nice surprise.
A nice surprise.
Okay.
Thank you very much, man.
You ready?
Oh, get ready. She's going to say, go rug, man. Get ready for that soundbite. Here we go.
Here we go. Go rug man.
How about that?
Go rug man.
Go rug, man. There
Go rug man.
Nicholas. Disney just bought a cruise line or something. Where do you get the cash sometimes? Bobby, Uncle Bruce, Ontario got your snow. Now you can come pick it up anytime you want. DQ, I already had my rotator cuff fixed back in 15. Completely worth it. Nick, I am shorting Baidu now. JR, Disney is cutting off arms and legs now to get in. It's crazy. No need for stock monies. Just charge people more. Pretty soon they will take out your liver. It's unbelievable. The rise of the tickets went up again on Disney, didn't it? It just went up in price yet again. I don't know. Did Disney pick up something? Somebody? What's it? Acquires? Oh, okay. We know what's going on. Disney has acquired this 6,000 guest unfinished ship called the Global Dream that was sitting inside the shipbuilding facility in Germany, the Meyer Werft shipyard in Wismar, Germany. The ship's going to be renamed and it's going to expect to sail in 2025 and will be fueled by green methanol. Disney said it was able to secure the ship at a favorable price and within the capital expenditure guidance. So this will add another ship to Disney. This will be their largest ship. This will be the world's largest cruise ship, actually, but it's going to be Disneyized. Is that the right way to say this? This ship is going to be completely Disneyized. It's about 75% complete, and now it has to be completely redone on the interior for North American cruisers and the Disney image and style. But the good news is at 75% completion, most of that work is outside where the hull and propulsion systems and all that is done, the bridge and so on. Now they can redo the cabins and they can redesign, the whole thing. They probably got this ship for 15 cents on the dollar. And so for them to now invest $200 million of their own money into this thing, which they could probably finance through the German government credit facility at a very low interest rate. This is basically a company being paid to take it off Germany's hands. This puts 2,000 workers back to work at the shipyard, salvages the shipyard for now, and this is going to take another year and a half to complete at least. But there you go. That's what Disney is doing there. JR, I didn't go there anymore. I live in Southern California. The crowds are horrendous. Who wants to pay over $250 to stand in line all day in Disneyland? Really? Yeah. Gary DQ, someday it used to be worse. I couldn't sleep most nights back at high school, college for the pain and more to buy a fast pass. I don't want to do that either. Amy, Disney also partnered with a company to build 1,300 affordable housing units in Orlando, supposedly for cast members. Credit Savage of Wall Street, I'd buy some Disney when it gets down to 75. That's the thing, Credit Savage. You got to look for a pullback for sure. Credit Savage, that's appalling. Instead of paying people a livable wage, they'd rather build affordable housing. And that's all you need to know about our economy in America. I really believe that most Americans now cannot afford to go to Disney World, Disneyland, Universal Studios, Knott's Berry Farm. More and more Americans are being priced out of the parks that were created for the American public to enjoy because the operating costs are now so high for these facilities. Insurance, depreciation, labor standards, everything else. And a lot of it's justifiable, but the reality is, it's pure reality that in the Western world, it costs a lot more to operate in the Western world, and a place like a Disney World, Disneyland, California Adventure, whatever you want to call them, they're very expensive to maintain and operate in America. And that means many, many, many Americans, with the standard of living dropping for Americans, cannot afford to take their family to Disneyland, Disney World. Can't afford it. It's out of reach now. That's what I'm thinking. What else is going on here? Coyote, however, 100% Americans' savings are at an all-time low. Mr. Premium, the affordable housing will be rentals and Disney will still own them. Amy, yep. Uncle Bruce, yep. The parks here in Orlando are packed. Cast members are even blocked out most days, and it's because of foreigners. The people coming in are those from outside the U.S. to a degree, and well-to-do Americans. And at the moment, the game continues. If you can live off of the upper half of the spectrum, if you can make a go of it with the top 30% of the American demographic, you go with it until you're forced to change. And right now, they're not being forced to change. And as long as flights keep coming into Orlando from Europe and from elsewhere, where tourists are willing to spend money for this once-in-a-lifetime experience or whatever, it works, and that is the deal. I just ordered a very tall Rugman mug, says Moonman Moo. There are several mugs available for purchase. There are the travel mugs. There are coffee mugs. There's a coffee mug that looks like this kind of an angle with a handle on it. There's various versions of Rugman product available depending on what it is you want. Just got to take the time to check it out. Parks here in California are packed. They also pay premiums to not wait in line. Disney Plus is also growing by the millions. The MCU and Star Wars are killing it. There it is. It's a vertical integration system. The movie studios back in the day, when it all started back in the early 1900s and the 1910s and 20s and 30s, movie studios made the movies. Then they owned the movie theaters that you saw the movies in. So they controlled what was on the screens. The only items on the movie screen were the movies from this movie studio. So if you went into a 20th Century Fox movie theater, you only saw 20th Century Fox product. If you went into a Universal studio or to another studio, that's what you saw. Then the Justice Department made them sell off and divest from their movie theater operation. They made the studios only make the movies, not control the screens. But now, here we are in 2022, and what happens? You have Disney making the movies. You have Disney distributing the movies to movie houses. Fair enough. They don't own the movie houses, but they get paid for it. Fair enough. Then Disney produces the DVDs or the online streaming ability for you to buy the movie through their in-house streaming service. Therefore, you're watching Disney product on a Disney streaming device, which is not independently owned and operated. And if you want to go to a theme park with the kids for the movies that they are releasing, you go to their theme parks around the world and pay what they can get off of you. So it's vertical integration with the online stores and all the online, the jackets and the t-shirts and the hats and you name it. You want to know about the king of merchandising, Disney as a king of merchandising. They are geniuses at merchandising everything, including their 1930 and 1940 and 1950 movies. They are still making merchandise from those movies 50, 60, 70, 80, 90 years ago. Still making money. It's incredible. What a machine it is. Wonderland isn't any better, Uncle Bruce. Sell my house. My son was a Disney cast member briefly. It ain't all that it's cracked up to be, and it's definitely not magical. There you go. W. Walters, Rugman needs to shake the crud out of the rug. Fly up there and burn it off. Exactly. AJ, sell my house fast, Upper Marlboro. My husband works there and loves it, but we're older, so there's a lot of perks if you can afford it. And there you are. There it is. It all depends on just what angle you're coming from and where you are in the demographic, in the age group, everything else. Absolutely correct. Interesting. Oh, Jen, thank you so very, very much. We got us a toasted bagel. We got some ham and roast beef on there and a whole bunch of mayo.
Got the squirty stuff on the bottom.
Oh, lovely stuff. Thank you. Go, Rugman.
Go Rugman.
Go Rugman. There it is. Right on. Thank you, everybody. Let's see. My ex did a multi-month Disney internship. She had some interesting stories. I can just imagine. Where is Crudman anyway? Wherever happened to Crudman? Dr. Premium, Mr. Premium, AJ, we will be there next week. The kiddos love it. Exactly. It's an experience. And if you can afford it, yes, things have changed. Thank you, everybody. Look at that. Oh, yeah. Look at that bagel. Oh, baby. Oh, yeah. We love them there bagels. Yeah. Perfectly toasted, looks like. AJ says, Coyote, they definitely work the college program and interns to death. Coyote, I never went. I knew better than to ask my dad growing up. Yep. Giddy up. Oh, lovely. I was born in 1955, the very year that Disneyland was created. By the time I was 7, I was watching black and white television and watching the Disney program on TV with the Musketeers. And the park was now 7, 8 years old. And it was quite established and very successful. And yet, through my entire childhood, I never was taken to Disneyland. Of course, we lived in Eastern Canada. So to get to there, we would have to have flown to Los Angeles. And an airplane ticket from Toronto to Los Angeles. Don't know if there were direct flights in those days, but if there was, or any way to get there, there were a number of ways to do it. A fortune. And my father, as successful as he was, as hardworking as he was, never had the dollars or never wanted to spend the dollars to fly a family of 5, he and his wife and the 3 kids, to Los Angeles for a week or so and to do Disneyland, because Disneyland would have been viewed as a one-day outing by my parents. What to do with the kids the other 5, 6 days? Impossible. The other problem was that in our case, I was the oldest and the youngest was 10 years younger. So by the time the youngest was 5, I was 15. And now it wasn't going to work. Had I been 13 and my youngest sibling would have been 8, this could have worked. 8, 10, and 13, maybe, but was never to be. So for me, the first time I saw Disneyland was as an adult with Auntie Jen. We went together in 1985 or so, 86. That's the first time I saw Disneyland, and I was 30. That's the first time I was ever there. And that was an experience. It was something to see. Anyway, let's see. AJ Coyote, if you're ever in Orlando, I'll get you some tickets. Michael, I went to Disney World in April. I'm good for at least 10 years. Bobby, good old Disney. Don't miss out. The vault is only open for a limited time. Coyote, Amy, AJ, do they pay the interns? I don't remember. So many internships try to use them to pay them nothing. AJ says barely. Coyote, AJ, thank you. This is kind of, that is kind of you. I do want to go see Galaxy's Edge someday. Coyote, AJ, yeah, that figures. Laugh out loud. Credit Savage. Yeah, my mom worked 3 jobs, didn't speak the language, had a hard time even asking her for new shoe money. So I just got a job washing dishes at a restaurant to get paid under the table. I was 13. Karen, we used to have season tickets to Disneyland about 30 years ago when the kids were young. It was a lot more affordable then. Susan shops about. Brazilians pretty much support Disney World. Brits also big fans, but not now. Americans save for their trip. Average family of 4 dropped $5,000. I lived in Orlando till last year. Best cheap visit is in December. Coyote, my girlfriend is starting an internship. She's a biology. It's a biology job working with chimpanzees. It's a hard job, dangerous, and no pay. Frustrating. I don't know how that is legal. Coyote, only reason she's going through with it is because of a dream job of hers. The Credit Savage, needless to say, Disney was not even on the radar. Her worry was not getting kicked out of public housing and keeping food on the table, clothes on our backs. Right on. To this day, I've never been to Disney, but we may take the 3 little ones next year. I sell covered calls now. Things have changed. We're in. Some friends went to Disney recently. Totally cost $5,000 for the family. Seems outrageous. Yeah. You want to go out of Canada? Spend a week down in Los Angeles at a Disneyland hotel? Get a 3-day pass? Get the fast pass and everything else? $12,000 to $15,000 for the week for a family of 4. Good luck with that. $5,000, geez, Brian, $5,000 for the whole trip. How many days? Susan, Disney will not be down and out. They forecast well. Development, housing, stores, building outside Disney property equals billions spent for future. Had to move out. Traffic is crazy. Orlando used to be a nice little town. Used to be a nice little city. Now it's insanity. It's true. We're down 178 on the Dow. That's half a point. S&P is down 36. NASDAQ down 98. Oil down 189. Traffic is insane in Orlando. Nicholas, it's a ton of cheese for one mouse. Coyote, Eisner, sell it, save us. Things have changed. What could make the stock market go down the next 2 years? Headline: debt ceiling fights, a tax cut push, and rising impeachment threats. What to expect from a Republican-led House? Not good for business. Mr. Premium, took the family to Disney last summer, spent about $3,000. We drove there. Credit Savage, $5,000. That's 10 GameStop, 26.25, January 23 covered calls. The math favors ME now, level up, favors me now. Things have done changes indeed. Uncle Bruce, so blessed to have come across your channel. Things are different now. Coyote, I expect nothing from them. JR, you guys are the best. Great. Go Rugman. Sound bites. Susan, Brian, a lot of $5,000 folks at Disney drove down and stayed in Kissimmee outside Disney property lines, budget hotels. So it is doable on a budget and a gift to the kiddos. Yes, you can travel to Orlando cheaper by driving and staying at the budget hotels off property and then riding in. There are ways, but it's also not the full-blown experience that others do. I think of the cost of everything in terms of how many January 2025 $10 GameStop leaps I can buy now. Michael stayed in Disney Springs. I'm dumb. Why did I do that? Cost of living. How many leaps can I buy with this money? That is how I judge myself now. Isn't that something? Headline. History says inflation could persist for a decade. I remember that. Early 1970s until the mid 80s. 15 years. Yeah. And it completely changed everything. Completely changed everything. Mr. Premium, I stayed in Airbnb, premiums paid for it. Susan, go to Disney in December. Hardly any lines for rides, a fabulous Disney Christmas parade, and laugh out loud, free cookies and hot chocolate. AJ, anyone wanting to go to Disney World, email Uncle Bruce, and he has my permission to give you my email, and I'll tell you how to save some money. Coyote, we say a 0.02% decrease in expected inflation this month. There's no way this lasts much longer. Splair, folding arms while building a 3D puzzle of the Eiffel Tower while listening to Uncle Bree. Feels great when you can produce money. Isn't that nice? Getting paid to make a jigsaw puzzle. Giddy up, kids. Giddy up. Zach, I am number 217 on the thumbs up meter. Thank you. Credit Savage, you can live it up on a budget too. Take a Hilton credit card out and use it as you would cash. Get your 150,000 Hilton points. Use them to stay at a Florida Hilton for 20,000 points a night. Free breakfast too. Can be done. You just gotta put your mind to it. That's it. Nick, I'm shorting Cisco for possible profit taking. Interesting. Biking to work right now. Nothing makes me pedal harder than Uncle Bruce smacking his lips. Will Universal Studios give Disney a good fight for the next 10 years? Feel for $500 a pass to Universal is a better deal than for Disney. Well, it's an interesting thing. One actually helps the other because Universal is in Orlando as well as Disney. They both get the business. It's like shoe stores at a shopping mall or downtown. You have one shoe store, it does okay. You have 5 shoe stores in a block, they all do well because people can shop around. More people come down there to buy shoes because they know the selection is way better where the 5 stores are. That's how it works. Deep Value, FSLR now up $7 from the lows today. Coyote, Nick, no matter how hard you pedal, you can't outrun the sound. Deep Value, Coyote for Disney. Oh my. Market's trying to rally a little bit. The Dow is still down 192 or so. S&P down 38. NASDAQ down 95. But the VIX is up. It's up 0.44. Oil down 182. Headline, housing starts fall again as high mortgage rates scare off U.S. home buyers. Breaking headline. Not a surprise there. Susan shops about working at Disney is excellent training for any job in any industry. They believe every visitor is a guest and every visitor treated as a VIP. Daughter public relations intern was the best education she could get. Zach, looks like we had a nice lick from the rug man this morning. Any particular reason, Uncle Bruce? Prices are too high. Economies are shrinking. We've got problems. Prices, stocks are overpriced. They can't maintain these prices. We're going to get more. Uncle Bruce, when will we have a meet and greet in Florida? I don't know. Where should I do one? Should I organize one in Orlando? One in Miami, Fort Lauderdale area? Tampa? Where should I do a meet and greet in Florida? Oh, that was good. Oh, man, was that good. AJ says that would be a great idea. Zach, boom. Now, that was a plain English answer. Thanks, Uncle Bruce. You are the best. Michael, I think Bugs Bunny had the right idea when he sawed off Florida from the map. Susan, Universal Studios targets 10 to 12-year-olds and up, Disney for younger families. JJ, when I was in college, early 80s, the local mall was mostly vacant. The majority of the stores there were shoe stores. Coyote, Mike, AJ, Uncle Bruce, yes, one in Orlando, please. JJ, Central Pennsylvania, please. JR, Susan shops about. How long ago were you there? Seems lately. Everyone knows about off days and take advantage. People who don't celebrate U.S. holidays take advantage and go to Disneyland. The Credit Savage, meet and greet in Orange County again, maybe close to the LAX. It was so cool meeting all of you guys last year. Coyote, Zach, morning, Zach, says Coyote. There you go. I can't remember. I mean, which of you were at my meet and greet in Ontario, California last year? Which of you were there? I was so busy talking and answering questions. I don't remember exact names of who was actually there last year in Ontario, but let me know. Where did you come from to see me in Ontario last year? That's what I'd really like to know. Were you a Los Angeles native living in LA? You came over? Were you from out of town? Did you come to see me? I know we had out of towners come in specifically for the Outback Steakhouse meet and greet. I would love to know where you guys came from and who it was that was there. I'm just really curious. Richard Carlin, Tracy and I were at Ontario. We hung out with AJ. See, Auntie Jen. We hung out with Auntie Jen. See, there you go. I only took a brief, or Auntie Jen may have taken a brief video of the blessed event. We didn't really do much of a organized. What do I say? An organized filmed thingy. I do know that there were a good number of us there, and yeah, this is a photo of the event that I can show you. I don't know if any of you recognize yourselves there. That's looking down all the tables that were connected for this blessed event, and we had name tags on. I do remember that. And We were enjoying it. Here's a little video for you. I'll try to show this off. See if this works. Will it work for me or what? Okay, there's Richie. Here's some folks that were here, and I'm behind that. You can see my hand moving behind that pillar there. There I am, back in the background, just talking away and just yapping, and it was a good time. I think that's all I have of the blessed event in Ontario. Yeah. Love to do another one. It's very casual. It was really great. It was a lot of fun after my little presentation where we had the individual time to chat to people one-on-one. It was great. Credit Savage. When we meet in Ontario again, Nick has the drinks this time. Let's all order Louis the Louis 13th, laughing out loud. Richard, we came from Corona, about 10 miles away. JR, Nick, you're the man. Bobby, Hilton Head meet and greet. Susan, JR, I lived in Ontario 88 to 2021, left a few years in between. Husband took a job in Rochester, New York. My best friend, 1998 husband, ended up in CEO Universal. I have friends in high places, says Susan. Credit Savage, I flew from San Francisco for the afternoon. Rock and roll. That's right. JR, found out that the Tasty Works doesn't like my poor man covered call in a Roth account, so I have to exercise LEAP first, then close out using the shares. Coyote, Wall Street Journal 45 minutes ago, Meta employees, security guards fired for hijacking user accounts. Some workers allegedly accepted thousands of dollars in bribes. JR, when I get exercised on my short, he says, Constantine, how about coming to Boston this time, Uncle Bruce? AJ, Susan Shops, I went to college in Rochester, New York. Great town. We're down 240 points right now on the Dow. We're backing up a little bit again, but we're down $3 on Tesla to 183.90. Apple is down 45 cents to 148.34. GameStop 26.78, down 36 cents. SoFi 547, down 6 cents. HBQ 28.64, down 65 cents. Amazon is up 161 to 95.50. Home Depot down $6 today. Cisco up 162 to 46 even. The high today for Cisco was 46.41. We're now at 46.01. Pfizer down 26 cents. Netflix down $14. IBM down 22 cents. Microsoft down 116. Vanik up 37 cents. Adobe up 638. Down 638. Pardon me. Adobe is down 638. Goldman down $5. Google down 119. Boeing down 194. Moderna down 247. Meta down 212. ME down 22 cents to 302. Rocket Lab down 18 to 450. Matterport down 15 to 338. ATIP down 1 penny to 56 cents. SmartRent down 13.5 to 268. Spire down 15 cents to 129.9. Cyxtera down 17.5 cents to 194.5. The all-time low on Cyxtera is 194. It's now 194.5. You can buy it at its all-time low if you dare. Royal Caribbean down 254. Bed Bath Beyond down 12 cents to 337. Carvana down 40 cents to 816. Robinhood up 13 cents to 945. BlackBerry down 13 to 465 now. Norwegian down 145. Carnival down 35 cents. Target is up $2. JP Morgan down on 140. Costco down $10 to 513. High today 519. Now at 513, down 10. Walmart down 52 cents. Disney down $2.93 to 91.02. 3 months ago, you were looking at a 122 market on August 18th. It was 122. It's now 91. The high in the summertime, 124.96 on August 16th. September 16th, October 16th, November 16th. 3 months later, $91. What a dump off. The 52-week high, 160. And we're showing 51 times PE multiple. We're not doing that. We're trading at much higher than that going forward. It's not looking good at Disney right now. It's just not. 251 drop on the Dow as we continue to slump. Down 46 on S&P, down 123 on NASDAQ. The worst index is S&P 500. It's the worst. It's down 1.17. The NASDAQ down 1.09. The Dow down 0.75. Interesting that the S&P 500 would be leading the market lower. It's quite amazing. JR, we can do a one at my house. Cerritos is a nice city, nice big performing arts center, and the auto mall is spectacular. Nick, I will pay for the drinks as long as you promise me that you won't drink and drive. Michael, why would security guards have access to accounts? Question. Susan, JR, now live on Amelia Island, North Florida, basically free of hurricane threats. Biggest store in my tiny island is Walmart. All we need, as we are retired at 65, tomorrow is my birthday. Hybrid Duncan, let's all go on a cruise meet and greet, and we can drink and trade and have fun, and fun time. Zach, it's fun to watch the stats on a cover call fluctuate as the market changes. Just like you said, Bruce, the options move a lot more than the stock. Down 1.45% on the stock equals 10% on my option today. Neat. How about that? Yes, making money writing call options on this channel. Folks, I'm going to take my break now. Thank you for joining me for this morning's get-together. I sure look forward to seeing you this afternoon at 3 o'clock Eastern for the final hour of our day today. We'll see what this market has in store for us that hasn't yet really taken the big dump. It's been negative all morning. We're an hour 20 minutes into this thing. We're going to see how this market continues. 26.92 on GameStop, down 22. It's trying to come back, but the big markets are not going green. They're staying red right now. Most interesting, we're down 196 on oil, by the way, $2 a barrel, 83.63 on oil. We are getting hit there. Fascinating. Have a relaxing break, y'all. Susan, Amy, loved Rochester. We were there 4 years. Came at a great time. Kids were grades 2 to 5. School system was excellent. Orlando schools are not very good. It was a relief. My kids saw a different life. John Anderson, thanks everybody. Credit Savage, thank you. Have a good day, folks. Catch you guys later. Waiting for Rugman to show up later too. Nick, I'm also going to take a nap for 2 hours at least. I got to get a rest here. Charge up for the final day's hours here. We're down 247 on the Dow now. $3 lower on Tesla to 183. Apple slipping a little now, 148.14. GameStop 26.92 off 23 cents right now. SoFi 545 down 8. HPQ down 73. We've gone from the 30 range now to 28.56. Interesting patterns of trade here. Tons of funds. Have a green day, everybody, says Constantine. Duncan, woohoo, partied on. Splair, enjoy the nap. All right, guys, I'll see you at 3 o'clock this afternoon as we finalize our final hour today together. We'll see where this market takes us. Cash in on some of these contracts or let them just keep dropping, because that's what I think is going to happen here. All right, kids, talk to you soon. Bye for now.